Project Nigel. Hello and welcome to the Project Nigel final video of the year, where I shall talk with much excitement about the year to come and some of the really exciting things that happened this year. So first of all, I would like to thank lots and lots of people, lots and lots of really lovely, genuine people. I mean, some of them aren't that lovely and some of them I don't even know. Without channel memberships, I would have struggled a lot more this year than I have done. The continuing trickle of new subscribers and new names everywhere. This video may flow a bit easier with the consumption of a bit of brown liquid. The comments, the likes, the watch hours, the little bit of money trickle in from the ad revenue. It all helps infuse me and keep me going. As well as the fact that if I don't keep going, I'll have to be doing something else. And I enjoy this more than doing something else. So what I'm hoping for this year will be no more speeding tickets, my insurance not going up, and to come to the yard sometimes and find this gate closed. As I'm very close to 10,000 subscribers as well, maybe I can get on some better email lists. Yeah? This year would be great if I ended up being sent more of the kind of things that I will actually use here. So those companies that watch my videos and love the way I make my content and feel that the way I craft my videos will align perfectly with their new push-up bra will actually be trying to promote a product that I use every day. As we get to the end of this year, you will see that my lockup is a mass of bits absolutely everywhere. But that's a good thing. It's a really good thing, because all of these parts are being processed for sale. And I have so much more work to do ahead of me with this. And the new year is going to be about that. So if you don't find me being positive and getting everything together and coming to the realization that this is what I should be doing with the place, then you're going to be disappointed. But hopefully you won't be. 2.5 weeks after my idea of actually gathering everything together and selling every single individual item, even things like this, I'm still feeling the same way. I'm feeling the same way because it's the correct way to just be positive and actively doing something about a problem. And with that, I'm going to have this place absolutely spot on by the end of the year, and maybe even before. This year, I managed to do 31 test drives. That included a couple of really good BMWs, some old stuff like the Fiat Punto 2.8 Capri, really old stuff like the Volkswagen Beetle and the Rover P6.
P4 you playing?
A Toyota Aygo that didn't work, so I drove my Audi whilst talking about it, and a scooter. You might be expecting me to talk about the cars that have come and gone, like my rather wonderful Volvo, like the MG TF in the lockup that you've just seen, and the Audi that came and went again. But what's the point? I've been doing all that stuff all year. If you want to watch them, go and watch them. In fact, please do. And whilst you're at it, quite possibly my favourite video moment of the year was the trip to Scotland, or the attempted trip to the Isle of Skye. 1,000 miles, 1 day, 1 tank of fuel. Yet, the video's an hour long, but it's probably my proudest moment of the year, and I just wish more people would watch it. And if you can, don't skip the adverts, because the adverts pay me. And every time somebody doesn't skip an advert, I get a little bit of money. And every time somebody does skip the advert, I don't really get anything. And that income from YouTube has helped me out so much over the past year. Don't skip the ads! One of the main reasons why I make videos is because I find it cathartic. It's an outlet for my creativity. It brings balance to my mood. And without doing it, I'm going to be, well, in search for something else creative to do. But recently, I've managed to gather up some new confidence and some new positivity that previously wasn't there. And with that, I'm going to make some predictions for this channel over the next year. I am feeling particularly excited with the acquisition of this vehicle here, because if I do things right over the next few months, I should be in a position to mend this, and then I could be back where I was 5 years ago. It's an amazing opportunity that I've been given. All I've got to do is shed loads of welding. You may be excited to know that I've been having some microphone problems. I always do. You see, I lost one of them. These are the ones that I have been using, and I'm recording this using this microphone set here. But which is best? Neither. I could do with something that has a proper sound that doesn't distort. It doesn't seem like much of an achievement, does it? Because you just basically buy one. But what I'd like would be one of these companies that are constantly emailing me to send me a microphone. One that's actually really very good, a professional microphone, rather than this shit. So as well as getting the recovery truck on the road, I also want this on the road. And then I'm going to break it to Richard that I'm going to keep it. And I'll remove that splitter because I think it's ghastly. But I know that someone will want to buy it. Welcome to my incredible lockup, which, as you can see at the moment, is a complete tip. And it's going to get even more of a tip over the next week, until eventually everything will be catalogued and up for sale. And I mean everything. If it isn't for sale, it has no place being here. I shall continue to be as friendly and as helpful as I possibly can, but we have the end of an era and the end of mates rates. I have loads and loads of MG Rover parts, and I've always tried to be fair with people and give them discounts when I know them, etc. But the trouble is, now I know everybody. That means I'm friends with everyone that I will be selling something to. And by having the attitude of selling things on cheaply to people you know, means one finds one in a position where no money is actually really made very often. And that is unsustainable. Major microphone glitches again. Next year is bound to have a couple of disappointments here and there, but at least having the right kind of attitude, I won't be encouraging disappointments. I wouldn't say that I've encouraged disappointments this year, but I've certainly had a few. And the worst wasn't even my MGF or the insurance issue that really was a bit of a nightmare, or the speeding ticket. The biggest disappointment of the year was not being quick enough to answer an advert where I could have acquired myself a Montego Countryman for £250. That's an amazingly rare car, and it could have been mine, but instead it got scrapped because I didn't see this advert, and it'd been knocking around for months. That would have been utterly brilliant. I'd have loved that, but there's no point in worrying about it now. What makes this channel? Well, subscribers, viewers. What makes a channel work? Videos, people watching the videos, people liking them, sharing them, commenting on them, subscribing because of them, becoming channel members because they want to see more or help out. But what's the next stage? Because it's taken me 5 years to get to nearly 10,000 subscribers. That's only 1/10 of what's required to be kind of officially recognised by YouTube. Over this time, I've not been short of ideas or dedication or hard work. Yet, it's still not worked. Is it the case of Project Nigel isn't good enough to be liked by more than 10,000 people? Or is it something else? I've spent so much time making these videos me, rather than just copying what other people do. It's got nothing to do with the amount of work I've put into it, or the level of creativity, or the fact that my channel is nothing like anybody else's. Could it be that there aren't enough people in the world who want this kind of thing? Could it be the final piece of the jigsaw is me being positive, me actually believing in myself enough? Because if I'm honest, I've never really believed in myself with things. I've always thought I won't be able to do that. I won't be able to achieve that. I'll never have money. I'll never be able to give up smoking. But then at one point I thought, well, I could if I wanted to, and I did. What if I did the same thing with this, where I tell myself that this year is the year where things are going to actually work out? At this rate of growth, it's going to take me another 45 years before I get to 100,000 subscribers. And as positive as I am, I would be so incredibly old by that point that I might not want to be doing it anymore. I watch people go from strength to strength in a short space of time, and I honestly believe that they're not actually making better videos than me. They're just appealing to a wider audience. And that is kind of what I need to do, but I need to do it without selling out. On a couple of occasions, had it pointed out to me that I might be best off leaving the silly stuff behind. But I can guarantee you this, the silly stuff is never, ever going to be left behind. Ever. Never, ever, ever. See, I love doing that, and it's good for your legs. It's good to have strong legs. So the up and coming year potentially could be an excellent year, but it could also be just like this one. And this time next year, I could be celebrating 13,000 subscribers with the way things are going. But I'm not accepting that. I've decided I'm going to get a hell of a lot more than that. At some point, positive thinking blends into manifestation, which for many of us is a bit pie in the sky. But if you always thinking things are going to work, you set your mind up for things working. In the past, my assumption has been if you set your mind up for things working and they don't work, then that's a massive failure and you're going to be really disappointed. From experience though, I've always found when you really believe something's going to happen, it tends to do. I was always led to believe by the likes of the great Zig Ziglar that your give up goals you keep to yourself, but your startup goals you tell everyone. So I'm going to declare by the end of 2026, I shall be up to 20,000 subscribers. Do I believe that? The quote, aim for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll be amongst the stars. What utter tosh. Really? The nearest star is 4 light years away. 2026 will see the return properly of Nigel and me going out to shows a bit more. Plus hosting my own. I only did 1 this year and that's not quite enough. So I want to do at least 3. There's Allegro Man. And we've seen a lot of Allegro Man over the past year. Some have even said, is this the Allegro Man channel now? But he's good for the channel. And every time he's in a video, it gets views. That's because of banter. Man banter. The kind of banter you don't get whilst I'm alone. I was coming up with some stuff that was completely irrelevant to the sales pitch. And I just said, we've got to have this stuff in there. There's only one person going to buy the car, but maybe 1,000 or 1,500 people that will watch the video about the sale of the car because of the nonsense that we talk to each other. And with that, it's time to say bye-bye. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you for being a channel member. Thank you for liking the video. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for replying to comments. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here all year. And have a happy new year. Bye. Where I tell myself that this year is Hello and welcome to this video where I feel like Dennis Norden on It'll Be Alright on the Night. And that's because I have some notes to go through to make sure I can try and do all of this in one go rather than doing loads of editing, which will keep me up. So this is the last video of the year for Project Nigel, although I'm still working on something else and I'll be in tomorrow. Don't ramble on.